Hello again, and welcome back to my desk. Let me adjust the lighting, and then we'll jump in to tonight's episode. In case you're wondering, this is take 3. So a couple hiccups tonight. My original plan for today for filming was to do my daylight candlestick video, but the weather has not cooperated. We are in the midst of a late winter storm. The snow has begun to fall about half an hour ago, and we're experiencing a light blizzard, which is predicted to continue until tomorrow afternoon. So that's how my day is looking. We are here tonight instead for a book review. This will fall under the category of previously read. It's not one of the 100 for this year. And what makes these books unique is they are published, authored, not published, I guess they're published by publishers, but they are the product of YouTubers. And I will say I watch quite a bit of YouTube, but I am not a purchaser of YouTube merch. So these 2 books that you see here are the only 2 items I have ever purchased that are the product of a YouTuber, and I'm happy with those choices. So we're gonna jump in with first The Lost Causes of Bleak Creek by Rhett McLaughlin and Link Neal. And I'm realizing I'm going to have to adjust a candle here so you can see the front of the book. There we go. This book, I'm going to start out with the cover art. So I do believe in their video when they published this book, they talked about, it might have been an episode of Ear Biscuits, the cover art design and how much work went into perfecting it. And I will say, good job, guys. The top half of the front cover is a matte, soft touch, as is the spine. But the bottom half of the front cover is gloss, and it creates a beautiful effect of the water in the hand rising out of it. It's just beautifully done, and however much work went into it was worth it. So I will start by saying I recommend this book. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun reading it. It was an easy read. It flowed well. It was gripping. It kept you in the story. And as the product of 2 people who had never written a novel before, they have other books, but this was their first novel. holds its own among any other book in a bookstore. It is not related to their YouTube channel at all. I will say that. I am fans of Rhett and Link. I have watched GMM from way back. So I will say I am a fan of their YouTube content. But when they announced this endeavor, it actually sounded really interesting. I Googled it, I read the premise, and I thought that is something I can get behind. I can support this. So I picked it up at Chapters, and I did get the hardcover version because I did think it was a little nicer. A little heavier, a little more substance in the book jacket. I like to have a jacket to keep my page because I'm not a bookmark girl. So this book, as you may have guessed, if you know anything about Rhett and Link, tells the story of the friendship of two young boys. That's the basic premise, or the foundation, not the premise. They get into some mischief, and they're sent to the local school for wayward and unruly children to be reformed. And a lot of stuff happens at the school. A lot of mayhem, some supernatural occurrences, and it gets real interesting. There's some mystery that needs solving. And I'm just gonna have a sip of my tea here because all these videos my voice is getting a little hoarse despite the soft whisper. I'll just show you my mug. It's color changing from David's tea, and it is technically for Christmas, but I think it's a theme that can be used year round. So yeah, they are sent off to this school, and they have to try and survive. Maybe. It's a really great book, and I would say not for young children, tweens, teens, young adults, everyone else. Highly recommend you pick this up if you like supernatural, thriller-esque, young adult fiction. Even though the characters in the story are children, the content, I would say, is not for children because there is some mistreatment of children that does take place that could be a little scary or unsettling for young kids. There. Now you can really see the difference in the finish on the cover. So, a story about friendship and the supernatural, and while the friendship is the foundation, there are deeper themes of this book. So it is quite humorous and fun, and not take yourself too seriously, as you could expect from the authors if you know their background. But there's also a deeper meaning in the book get it at Chapters. You could get it at Amazon. I'm not sure where in the States, but if you just type it into the internet, you will be able to find it. And normally in these, I would hold up the back of the book for you to be able to read if you wanted. This is on the inside flap of the hardcover, and it is quite wordy. So I figured I'd just give you a little snip of the description in here, and then that would be a little bit easier in this setting. So it's 1992 in Bleak Creek, North Carolina, a sleepy little place with all the trappings of an ordinary southern town. 2 Baptist churches, friendly smiles coupled with silent judgments, and an unquenchable appetite for pork products. Beneath the town's cheerful facade, however, Bleak Creek teens live in constant fear of being sent to the Whitewood School, a local reformatory with a history of putting unruly youths on the straight and narrow, a record so impeccable that almost everyone is willing to ignore the suspicious deaths that have occurred there over the past decade. And I'll leave it there. That's just the first little paragraph, but I think it's enough to pique your interest. So pick it up. So that was book 1. Book 2 is a complete, total change of pace. And it is Once Upon a Time in Carrotland, my YouTube autobiography, which I definitely wrote all of. And I'm trying to make these videos a little shorter, so we're going to pause here and come back for this one in part